Hey, it's Charmaine with Mommy and Through Life. I'm back with another episode, and this is going to be a part of a Budgeting for Beginners series. Today, I want to share 7 tips on how to start budgeting and budgeting successfully. If you're struggling with getting started, this should definitely help. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe for more content to Mommy and Through Life with Ease. So if that's something that you're interested in, keep watching. The first step is to make a decision and set yourself some goals. We all get to that place where we want more, we know what it is that we want, but unfortunately we come into a place of stagnation. And the first thing you want to do is go ahead and make the decision to want to do better, want to be better, want to have a healthier relationship with your money. And once you make that decision, you want to go ahead and set you some goals. What I recommend is that you come up with 3 to 5, and if you're a total beginner with this, 3 goals is perfect. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with a lot of goals, and you don't want to undercommit by setting too little goals. So if you're just starting out, I really recommend that you start with 3 goals, and it could be a savings goal, it could be tracking your finances, or it could be something as starting the budget, which is what we're talking about today. So again, what you want to do with step number 1 is make the decision and then set you some goals to start this process. Number 2, you want to decide, how will you budget? Will you be using a planner? Will you create an Excel spreadsheet? Will you use an app? There are so many ways that you can start a budget. There are so many ways that you can start this journey, but it's up to you to do whatever is best for you. What works for me may not necessarily work for you. What works for the next person may not necessarily work for you. What works for you may not work for me, right? This is our journey. So choose whatever it is that you want to utilize to start this journey. And when it comes to budgeting, I am a hybrid budgeter, meaning I use a planner and I use an Excel spreadsheet, because for me visually, I get to see all the colors on the Excel spreadsheet. It puts in all the formulas and things in the Excel spreadsheet. But when it comes to the actual planner, for me, psychologically, it just feels good to write things down and for me to scratch things off or be able to see in my handwriting what it was that I wrote down and how I tracked it, and my, me taking the time to sit down and do it. It's like psychologically something for me. And then it's me scheduling this time, which I'll talk about a little bit more later on in the video, is for me to sit down and actually write down the information. And it's good both ways. I love both ways. It's not a right or a wrong way. The point you want to do is just go ahead and get it done. Number 3 is to track your expenses. And what I recommend that you do is track at least 3 months worth of expenses before you really set a budget in place. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to create some categories down the line, which I'll talk about in a later video. But once you track your expenses, you get to see firsthand what it is that you can eliminate, what it is that you're being wasteful on, or things that you need to add in, or things that you're not doing. You just get to see so much, like writing it all down, scratching it. I'm telling you, I did this and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm spending all of my Amazon is my vice. Like I had so many transactions in Amazon that I'm like, girl, you just need to have you some stock in Amazon. But we all there. We all love to hate Amazon, right? But for me, because I work from home, I'm home most of the time. Amazon is just a convenient way for me not to go out of the house and have things shipped to me. But again, I digress. That's my mess. So just sharing me, right? But for you, it may be something else. So whatever that is, you'll be able to put it on paper and categorize it in a way that's suitable for you and your household. Number 4 is you want to get a notebook or your Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you, and just begin to write down all of your expenses and your income that comes in for the month. This I would recommend that you do at the beginning of every month. Write down what you predict your income to be. Your expenses, you have a category for fixed expenses. Your fixed expenses are anything like your rent, your electricity bill, your cell phone, your car payment, your car insurance, anything that someone will call you on the phone and will be harassing you about it's late or it's going to be cut off. That is considered a fixed expense. So that's a little context to help you with that. Then you would have your variable expenses. And your variable expenses are those expenses like your gas, your grocery, your subscriptions that you kind of maybe don't have every month. So maybe it's like a course that you're taking. Again, I'm just pulling this out of the top of my head. But whatever it is for you, you know, think of what those variable expenses, those could be things that you have every month, but there's nobody calling, you know, banging on your door to get the payment for those. Once you have those documented, what you want to do is income, subtract expenses is what you have left over, right? So let's take it for an example. You are bringing in $3,000 a month. You have $2,100 worth of expenses every month. That means that you have $900 left for savings, for your sinking funds, and for your cash envelopes. So that $900 is what you would divvy out to those 3 categories. And again, I will be speaking on all of this much later in the series. So stay tuned. Make sure that you have your notification bell on so when those videos are released, you're first to know it. Okay, so step number 5 is to determine what needs to be eliminated from your budget. That goes back up to the tracking piece. Go ahead and look into what needs to be removed out of your spending so that you can achieve those goals that you set in step number 1. The whole premise of this is to change our mindset, get discipline around what it is we need to do in order to achieve the goals that we set. And if you keep spending uncontrollably, or if you don't document your budget, you know, tracking your expenses, you're not going to achieve those goals that we set in step number 1. Make sure that you're taking a look at what things could you do away with just for a temporary period. I'm not saying that this has to be something forever. Share something that I did. First, I go to the nail salon faithfully, right? But I spend about $300 a month. So what I did, I went to Amazon and bought all the supplies that I needed to be able to do my own nails. So that's gonna save me that money every month from going to the nail salon. I could do my own nails. And speaking of which, I did these, you know? So they're not perfect, but they get the job done. My hands look nice, and I am able to save that money. And then again, this won't be forever. I may get to a point where I just absolutely love doing my own nails because it's very therapeutic sitting here just doing my own nails. But I understand that this is temporary, and I do have the ability, once I achieve these goals, if I decide to go back, you know, start going back to the nail salon. You know, that's an example of something that you can do to eliminate or, you know, kind of switch some things up to still be able to have what it is that you want and still achieve those goals. So I still wanted to get my nails done. It's just now I have to do myself. And YouTube is the bomb.com, because I'm telling you, anything you want to learn, go to YouTube, they'll show you. All right, now I recommend that you do for number 6 is to set daily, weekly, and monthly reminders in your calendar, on your planner, to have your personal finance meeting. The daily is to be able to check. You don't want to get to a point where you're at the end of the month and you're having to track down all of your expenses. If you make 5 transactions during the month, set aside 10-15 minutes to go over your spending, to check your balance on your bank account. You know, it's no time for you to do that each and every day, just to stay on top of things. Weekly, you want to see how you did over the past 7 days. Schedule some time to see how much money did you spend this week. How much did you spend all the money in your cash envelopes? Did you have any money left over in your cash envelopes? Did you get any income in that you weren't expecting? You want to be able to log all of these things weekly so that it's fresh in your mind and you don't have to worry about thinking about it when the end of the month comes. And of course, at the end of the month, you want to close out the current month that you're in. So i.e. right now it's January, last day of the month or the couple of days of the month, depending on how your pay is. Sit down, close out your month, see what you have left over, see the progress that you make, go ahead and document that. And then what you want to do is go ahead and set your budget up for the following month. So right now it's January, it would be February that you would be setting the month up to. So just make sure that you are documenting and setting those reminders, because repetition is key. If you are not doing this daily, weekly, monthly, I guarantee you will not be successful. And we're on the path, we're on a journey of being successful, and I'm here to help you along the way, and I'm here to have you guys hold me accountable as well, because I too have those alarms set in my phone, right? And last but not least, I know we're talking about budgeting and we're talking about goal setting and everything, but in all of this, you need to have fun and give yourself some grace. That's step number 7. Make fun out of having a healthy relationship with money and budgeting successfully. It doesn't have to be a want moment. Have fun with it. Have you a nice, pretty planner, or create a beautiful spreadsheet, or turn on music, or light candles. You know, set the mood when you're having this time to budget. Do whatever you need to do so that it is a time that you look forward to. And then if you miss the mark of a month, a week or so, give yourself some grace. You're starting out. It won't be perfect. I guarantee you, if you start out this month, you probably won't be on the same system in the next quarter or the next 6 months that you started on today, because you will get to working and you will see how things work better for you, or like, this isn't working, or yeah, this is working, whatever it is. Like, give yourself some grace and understand that this is your journey. The point that you have stayed and listened to me this long just proves that you want to do better. You want to have a healthier relationship with your money. So make sure that you are having fun with this, that you're giving yourself grace, that you are setting those reminders, and that you are always coming back to the goals that you set. Went through all those steps. The benefits of doing it this way is that you have a foundation, right? And when you feel as though you're getting off track, or you're not feeling as focused, you have this foundation to go back to. So if you need to turn the video back to the beginning, pull out your notebook, write these steps down, and go through that, do that, because this is your journey. I am just here, a mere vehicle to help you along the way. I'm cheering for you to be successful and to achieve those goals in your personal finances, because I need you cheering for me as well, because I'm right on this journey right along with you. So following these 7 steps are all you need to get started and stay in control of your personal finances. Comment below and let me know you made it to the end of this video by leaving a money bag in the comments. All right. Thank you, and don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more video content from Mommy and Through Life. Sending you lots of love and light. Until the next time.